Hi, this is Deb from Deb's Days. It's Tutorial Tuesday, and today we're going to make a vintage clothespin bag. Before I get started, I publish new content each week, so be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell to get notified about those latest videos. Also, don't forget to check out debsdays.com for free sewing and crafting patterns and links to more sewing and crafting tutorials. If you're a cruiser, I've got you covered there too. Check out my cruising resources section where you'll find cruise tips, trip reports, port and ship specific articles, and plenty of photos. Alright, let's get to work making this clothespin bag. Along with your regular sewing supplies, for this project you will need a main fabric, a pocket fabric, a lining fabric, ribbon, bias tape for the pocket, bias tape for the neckline, rickrack for the neckline, a clothes hanger, and the template. First, we need to work with that template. Go ahead and cut out both pieces. Let's start with piece B, which is the bottom half of the dress. Fold your 9 by 18 inch piece of fabric in half with the right sides facing together. Place the B template against the fold. Pin it in place and then cut that piece out. Now we need to work with the full template. We need to tape both the A and B pieces of the template together to make one piece. Make sure you tape it along that solid line there. We need to cut 2 dress pieces using that full pattern. Fold your 18 by 18 inch pieces of fabric together with the right sides facing together. Place the pattern on the fold and pin it and cut those out. We also need a lining piece using the full pattern, so we'll do the same with the lining. Fold it over with right sides together, put the pattern on the fold, pin it, and cut it out. From that B piece of the template, we need to cut out that section that's the pocket, as shown on the red dotted line. Take your 7 by 10 inch piece of pocket fabric, fold it in half, right sides together, and place the template edge against the fold of that fabric. Again, pin it in place and cut it. Now we need to prepare the front piece of the dress. We need a large neckline to give us a spot to place our clothespins, so we need to cut the neck section away from our pattern. Then take the cut pattern and place it over the dress outline that you had already cut, on the folded edge of course, and then pin it, mark it, and cut it. We're going to work with that pocket piece. Baste the top of the pocket so we can gather it just a little bit. I use the machine for my basting, but you can do it by hand if you'd like. I also placed it on the bottom half of the dress just to double check that I didn't gather too much or too little of the top. Now let's take the bias tape and sew it on. We'll place it all the way around the sides, but not the top of the pocket yet. Get that stitched down. When that's finished, then we'll attach the bias tape along the top of the pocket. But here's the key to that section. You need to leave about 3 inches extra on each side. This extra bias tape will come in handy in just a bit. Double check your gathered edges to be sure they haven't shifted, and sew the bias tape down. While we're working with the bias tape, go ahead and sew it to the top edge of the bottom of the dress piece. Now it's time to attach the pocket to the bottom piece. If you haven't already, mark the pocket placement onto the bottom piece of that dress fabric. Place the pocket on the markings. Before we sew the pocket on, let me talk to you about the top part of the pocket first. When we attach the pocket, we will not be sewing all the way across the top. See where my fingers are? That is the only section we'll be sewing together at the top. Remember, we do want the pocket opened so we have access to it. My suggestion is to stitch the pocket down all around the sides and the bottom first. Just follow right on over those stitches you already did when you attached the bias tape. Then go back and stitch the top sides between my fingers. Then go ahead and cut off any extra bias tape you have hanging over the edge of the dress fabric. Now that we have the pocket and bottom section of the dress finished, let's go ahead and set that completed piece aside. Now it's time to attach the lining to one of the dress pieces. Place the wrong sides of the main fabric and wrong side of the lining piece facing each other, matching up all the edges. Sew all the way around the two pieces to attach them together. Remember, the right sides of both fabrics will be facing out. Put that piece aside. On the front piece, the one that has the cutout neckline is the one where we're going to add the front and pocket piece. So make sure the main fabrics are aligned at the bottom and sides. I again stitched over that bias tape area near the pocket again, right there between my fingers. Now before we attach the two pieces together, we want to finish off the armholes of the front and of the back pieces. Doing each piece separately, fold the armhole edge under 1/4 inch and then under another 1/4 inch and stitch it down. Do that 4 times over. Now it's finally time to sew the two pieces together. Place the back piece of the dress with the main fabric facing up, the lining piece facing down. Place the front piece of the dress with the right side facing down on top of it. Stitch all the way around the dress using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, with 2 exceptions. Don't touch the neckline and don't sew up the armholes. Turn the piece right side out. Now it's time to attach bias tape and rickrack all the way around the neck opening. Do the bias tape first, attach it all the way around the neckline, then go back and add the rickrack right over the top of the bias tape. When that's been attached, we need to add an additional ribbon to the inside back of the neck. This ribbon will help hold the dress on the clothes hanger. Find the midpoint of your ribbon and place that fold in the middle of the back of the neck. Stitch it in place by going back and forth over it a few times to secure it. Place your clothespin bag on a clothes hanger and tie the ribbon. You may want to trim the ribbon edges so the bow looks the way you'd like it. Phew! A big project, but oh so worth it.